I went to all the embassies. I have verified with most of the security officers, as well as a lot more. It seems actually a pack of youth motivated by old women with depression who have started basically all of this while basically Sweden was in the Security Council. They felt a feminist tone to showcase against someone who spent 3 years in Sweden. As I said, I had actually really I had actually things have been actually eased down for me prior actually to up until actually January 2017. Then up when I visited actually the German embassy in Stockholm, which is next to the US embassy, in front of the Norwegian embassy, face to face with the British embassy, and the Finnish embassy wasn't far away. There has been actually an outburst of hate and things toward actually people from North Africa. This actually was not the case, and actually, or apparently, they have actually some sort of follow-up, meaning that they have stationed people over here as well as in other places, just actually to prove the point of some part of the German political class or other classes. They keep actually on lying, making actually virtual laws, because I lived in Algeria, and they bring actually some laws and some terms of the law which are actually foreign to this country. And I've circled around, I showcased my abilities. Apparently, since I've met with Professor Wagner in Switzerland, there has been actually a trend of blocking me from actually running the project. Apparently, a lot of sick things have happened. I need actually to pay for my studies and to do a lot of things. Apparently, all kinds of horrible people exist. I know what I did my entire life. I know what I was doing in 2014. I know what I did in 2013. I know what I did in 2015, in 2016, and up until 2017. I don't have actually, yes, I climbed up, I attached myself to all those institutions, and people actually, they just actually don't come with me and have like a table conversation with them. No, they sneak to my place, they let me sleep or other things, and then they just go into actually my electronic property access, manual access to property, as well as a lot more. I think in the beginning, probably like in 2017 and in 2018, due to my links, is like some part actually of the elderly or over 40 people basically committing troubles or seizing documents or doing some sort of a scenario so that they showcase somehow like as a hero or something like that, or to prove that they are good at what they are doing. And then they yes, and plans didn't go that good, or visitors who climbed to the 5th floor, and then we have like on the 4th, 3rd and 2nd floor people on the first floor or the entry floor, people dealing with the currency. So very few people can actually speak out. And I did all of this. Basically, as you can see, uh, it's like people, it's like when they read the post, or when someone sees something of value coming to me, they just see it. He feels that it belongs to a neighbor or someone else, or like the human rights cases, or like the writings actually from some sensitive human rights case violation or other things. They send it to to incompetent people or other people who have not been able actually to do much about it. Then the offers about cars and mechanical things and things like that, they went to other parties. And this has been actually the case all the way. They just have actually this, actually, how to say it, strengthening the community by committing crimes or acts of horror against individuals with a certain background or with a certain religious background. This has been actually a trend, probably, like that I was able to see, because I remember the state of mind that I had in October 2017, in November 2017, in December 2017. I had videos posted on YouTube, on Facebook 2018, on February 2018, about all that I was doing. On April 2018, the people that came around and left, and all of those stuff. There have been actually a lot of easiness, but then I was actually met with a certain supervisor and with a certain examiner who actually destroy the value of intellectual learning. I reached my peak by sending complex system und Umgebung to the wife of the former Austrian Chancellor, who has a company, Blueminds-company, working in renewable energy and more. At that period of time, when I sent things to her, I had actually a lot to recount about my life, and a lot of instances. And there's actually this degrading stuff coming from 1978 or other folks, because I remember clearly what I was doing. I remember all of those stuff. By the April 23rd, 2018, I was actually seeking a lot of opportunities, meaning like funding opportunities and other stuff. And there was like blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks. And people think, because in my field of interest, I'm the best at it, and thankfully it's not talks, and thankfully I had the reflex actually to ask for the CEO to make a public video. She made it twice. The last one was in April 2019. Then I go to the police station, where a police officer clearly told me to pick up things from there, but then there is like some sort of like an authority who sees the sponsorships, who sees actually the funding that comes actually to the youth populations or to me. I remember a talk with the Swiss representatives in Switzerland, in Bern, the SEM. They told me, no, the people in that area of in North Africa are really racist, and this and this and this and this and that. I sent a near perfect plan, and I keep on abiding by it. But then, I mean, like, a lot of people can see the amount of obstacles that I faced. Basically, to the authorities in this area, it's new to them. It's really new to them. Meaning, logically, it's new to them. For the authorities in Algiers, things, or near the airport, things were really, really bad. I have received weirdness, I have received strangeness, as well as a lot of other things. I remember I was not talking to anyone up until August 2nd, 2018. I was walking back, and I met actually the neighbor, and I said hi. How are you doing? We should this and this and this and that. And prior to that period of time, there have been actually a lot of people actually coming to do their duty, basically. And they were actually, I was not at home because I was working up until the embassies to collect things. And this is basically actually the failure or the problematic. I reached the front door in Tunis. They let me in to the Swedish embassy. In Algeria, they do not. I'm allowed to enter the embassies, but then this kind of people actually who make their own laws. I've been cleared by all the European authorities, but Norway. I'm in contact with a lot of people. I've been very focused, but then this type actually of deranged individuals who keep on reasserting their beliefs, they have actually a fear of the false statement they have done in the past and the risks of the wrong assessment that they have made. Therefore, they seized or they attacked or made false claims against individuals contradicting their statements or their judgments. They make charges of them like of falsifying documents. They're probably called a sick part of Interpol, East German side. And they call actually people who have a lack of IT technology, or like informatic technologies and other stuff. Because things is like they just turned back, and yes, there was like a lot of flow of money and other things. They steal money. There was like a lot of shops that has been opened. I remember what I was working on. I remember the things coming, and I wrote it. That's the good things that I did. I wrote it. I kept in mind the writings that I had in March to the court in here. I said what I have been working with. I said that I did work to the British Embassy on all those embassies. They do not see me as a guest of the political class in the country, like in the UK, or the economical class in places in Europe, or like the socio-economic class in parts of the US, or all of that. They don't see me as such. When I went to the Canadian embassy, I think I wrote it in a tweet at that period of time. They said that they do not have anything to forward to me. I kept actually my diplomatic behavior up until the 26th of February 2019. Prior to that, I had the neighbors, I had people around, I asked them. They didn't tell me anything. The family didn't say anything to me. And yes, this has been actually my entire life. Thankfully, I've decided in late 2013 basically to apply to a country where I can meet actually their brain standards. I did a lot of things, and there has been actually like a show of their humanity and all other things. And I've lived in the European community, meaning away from Arabs, or like with Asians and with Europeans, and I've been met with discrimination regarding actually people coming from Turkey, because there have been like a lot of Romanians in that area. So discrimination from people coming from Turkey, from people coming actually from that part of the Mediterranean countries, like Syrians and other things. And when they were there, they were actually protesting because they had like some sort of PTSD. Has been like all those factors. And the International Criminal Court is in The Hague, the Netherlands, and not in Wilayah Trondheim. So I went actually to the Dutch embassy repeatedly. I went to the Swiss embassy repeatedly, and I highlighted everything. I highlighted what I have achieved in my past. I highlighted actually some sort of a Ponzi scheme regarding the refugee and immigrants inflow into actually parts of the Swedish communities. I had actually like courses where I had like Indians with me, and comparatively to this youth, I'm basically like very non-discriminatory individuals, because I know a lot of youth from a large area of the world, except in France, in Luxembourg, in Spain. It wasn't actually good relationships, and then I met actually with these individuals who have actually some sort of, in Arabic said, اعتلال نفسي, which means that some sort of a psychological behavior that it's not intellectual ability, but it's according to age, and that I need to follow a breakthrough to another person. Lastly, what I sent to Mrs. Evelyn Steinberger-Kahn and Blueminds-company, I've sent a very structured plan. I've sent a plan which is very clear. I've sent a plan which is wide. I've sent a resolution of a global problematic. I've sent something that alleviated the Danish authorities from a certain burden, because in Scandinavian countries you have to meet your targets that you have outspoken. So 9 years went from COP09, and I resolved the matter. I've stated how things should be, and what I've written in 51 pages, it all came from my head. I explained it actually in a certain fashion. It's difficult actually for me to just view actually the structure of a planet, and then to remove all those parts and all of those layers and put them into like energy and environmental terms in terms of the society. It's very difficult, it's brain exhausting. I had a lot of support because luckily I'm probably like a person who is somehow acquainted like with 185 countries around the world. I deal with I've reviewed their issues and I can solve them in an energy and environmental point of view. I can get like a low cost about running projects. I decided it's better to do that. I was extremely lucky. So in summer 2015, in May or something like that, the Nobel Prize in Economics, Dr. Nash has passed away. Then I met a Princeton University professor in August, and I've spoken with them in 4 days in September 2015. We had 3 phoners, and he gave me a work, and he complimented me. And because he complimented me, I didn't wish to I did not wish to disappoint him in the statement that he said. I followed back, and I basically went to basically because of his origin. So I moved actually to work to an Austrian entity. I've said this is the person who gave me the work. I added my touch in them. He's a very respected professor. I respected his work entirely. I did my best. He gave me 2 pages, and it's now 51 pages. I added like a business plan. I added layer of complexity. He gave me a present, and I know I dealt with that present very 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 in a cautious manner. And so it's 7 phases, and those 7 phases has procedures inside of them, and those procedures inside of them have sub procedures inside of them. So I did it in a way is like actually solving a polynomial equation of 6th order, 5th order, 4th order, 7th order, with much unknowns, with this, with that. There is like a business plan. There is like the engineering document or the technical document. There is the business plan, or there is the budgeting things, and there is the programming part. And then in all of that, when I reach actually phase 8, it's like when I group we reach phase 8, it will be like much simpler. And then dealing actually with matters of socio-political analysis of the acceptance of such technologies. And I kept on my belief is like people, it's like who caused all these troubles to me are people who have envy, are people who are discriminatory, bigots, competitors from the oil companies, and basically youth wishing this or that. Because when I lived in a Scandinavian country, people are really busy, and like especially in Sweden, you have like a territory. It has like water from the Baltic Sea. There's like Finland, and from Finland there's like Russia. In the south there's like Germany, Poland, and things. And up to the west there's like Norway. They're actually responsible on their own for the defense of all that territory through all strategies. They're extremely smart, they're extremely cautious, they're extremely analytical. They have a lot of breakthroughs that are hidden. They have a lot of not secrets, but they have a lot of how to say, they don't show things easily to the outside world. It's difficult to be trusty with them. And then there's like actually dealing with people is like who still live like in the Roman Empire legal structure. And there's like the Kalmar region and other stuff. And from the part of Sweden where I live, it has been a civilization for up to 1000 years. Yeah. And then I'm meeting these people outside in this world, and it's completely different world. They have their own legal systems, justice legal systems, and it's a very tough, difficult, and legal system. They are like the champions in legal system, the champions in transparency, the champions in a lot of things. They gave me a job, they gave me this, they gave me that. Unfortunately, there has been like a war in Syria, and there has been like an inflow of a lot of immigrants, which has been very hurtful to me because of their societal values, because of their economical budget strategies. And honestly, few of them kept kept on violating the E900 federal crimes that are in an E980.